Hello, princesses. Welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. So today we are going to take a second look at the cheek portion of Natasha Denona's new bronze duo. But we're also going to go a little bit deeper than that. You see, in the video that I first did last week, which I'll link below, I looked at both the new bronze eyeshadow palette, which I love, but everybody's really liking it. It's a nice palette. And we also looked at the new bronze cheek palette. In that video, which again I'll link below, I wore this on the face and I said I would play around with it and report back and use it on the eyes because Natasha Denona specifically states that this is for the entire face. It's a face palette. Eyes, lips, everything. The look that you see me wearing right now is only done with this palette, mostly with fingers and one brush. Lips and everything. That's what I'm wearing, okay? And we're gonna apply it together. But I also want to talk about where this fits in with the other of the four face palettes from Natasha Denona. We have the Tan palette, we have the Love face palette, and we have the original Bloom Blush and Glow palette. So today we're going to talk about all four of them. I'm going to tell you which one I like best. I'm going to tell you which one is currently on sale, so stick around for that. I'm going to come back in a face just of foundation and concealer. We're going to do a look with the new palette together, and then we're going to talk about all of them and see what we decide. So please stick around. Okay, we're back. I have on a little bit of the Surratt Dew Drop Foundation, some Armani Power Fabric Concealer, and some Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel. And that's it. We are going to give this new Natasha Denona Bronze Cheek Face Glow Palette a winning shot. I really liked the cheek look that I did in the video, my original first impression video that I will link below. And you can check that out. We're gonna recreate it slightly differently. We're gonna also use it on the eyes and on the lips today. And then we'll talk about whether or not this is worth it. I know especially for my subscribers and friends in Europe, this hasn't quite released yet. Australia, I think, too. So there's a lot of people with some decisions coming up. And my American friends and subscribers, well, you're all my friends really, are some of you are waiting for your delivery. Some of you are regretting it, wondering if you should return. So let's decide definitively together today. Okay, so in the Bronze Cheek Face Glow palette, the reason I'm using it on the whole face is because Natasha Denona specifically states it is for the face, for the cheeks, for the eyes, for the lips. Now look, none of us are dummies here. We know that you can really use any of these face palettes that we're discussing today on eyes, on lips. You really can. There are times that companies will state that something is not eye safe or lip safe. Really, has that ever really stopped any of us before? Not really. Okay, but we're going to, simply because Natasha Denona says so, which means she feels, as an artist, that it also complements eyes, lips, cheeks. That's kind of the key. It's not whether or not we're given permission, it's whether or not in the artist's eyes it would look nice. And Natasha Denona feels it will. So we're gonna use it for all. We're gonna start with our Bounce Cream Glow on the high points of the cheek. And I still feel, as I did in my initial video, that this works better when done with fingers. You can also work it in. You can see here the dent. I don't know if you can see that. The dent where I am kind of taking it in. We're doing obviously cheeks first, guys, and then we will move to the eyes and lips just because we want to do the whole look. This has a really pretty pink cast to it that I think is lovely. I cannot denigrate this. This is a very pretty formula with a very pretty pink glow. Does this show texture? Yes, it does a little bit. Okay, so that you can help make your decision. Let me give you a real look at just this particular Bounce Glow. Okay, we're gonna move on to the Bounce Cream Blush on the apples of the cheeks, which is right here. It's the second under the cover here. And I'm gonna also use my fingers. You don't have to, I'm a finger user. Okay, so this goes on the apples of the cheeks. You are not supposed to smile when you find the apples of your cheeks, but I like to. And I put it on really heavy there, so I'm gonna kind of blend it in. And excuse what some might call a clumsy application. I'm just doing this the way I would at home. I'm not trying to show off or be perfect. I'm just trying to show what this would look like. And see, I always tell you I'm heavy-handed with blush, and I was a little heavy-handed, but I kind of like it. I'm actually not mad at it. I kind of like it. So those are the two Bounce products. And remember, I can also go in a little bit in a moment with some foundation left on my brush over it if I feel that it was a little too much. But I really wanted to do this up today, and I think that we'll be able to balance this real color, strong color on my cheeks. The Super Glow, which is right here, is the bronzer. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Sonia G brush, and I'm just going to bronze with it, guys. I'm going to go over, I'm just going to use it everywhere. I'm just going to darken and sun-kiss myself. See, already we're balancing out that really strong cheek that I just kind of did a second ago, that at the time maybe looked a little bit awkward because I have nothing else on my face, okay? Now, the Super Glow Nude, that is this color right here. This is a powder only. This is not a cream, and we're gonna do this, just pat it on the high points. Now, to me, this lets down the palette a little bit because for me, this Super Glow Nude, though very pretty, is a little bit sparkly. Like when I put it onto the cheeks, I mean, I wonder if it will show here. When I put it on, to me, it ends up feeling a bit sparkly. Okay, but the cheek look for the most part and the face look really quickly there is done. Let's start playing with some eyes and let's get into the lips as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with this nice fluffy eye sky brush, and I am going to, oh, I just jammed my nail in there, sorry about that. I'm going to go in here with this. I am going to start with the Super Glow Nude that we just used on the high points of the cheeks, and I'm just going to kind of put it on the eye, just on the lid, and let's see how that looks. I'm just screwing around here, guys. I just want to try to make a look and see if we like it, and then let's make some final decisions about this cheek palette. Now, if you're wondering what my final decision is about the eye palette, I love it. I absolutely love it. This is the one that's been in question, so that's why we're devoting this time to it right now. Okay, so far, very bronzy, very pretty eye. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go in and kind of darken the crease with the bronzer shade. I think that will be really pretty. Let's give it a try. We can also go under the eye with this. You guys, this is a really pretty, glowy bronze quick look. I am not having any real trouble with this palette. And in fact, the shade that I just told you that I don't like, this powder, the Super Glow Nude that I didn't like so much on the cheeks, I'm really enjoying on the eyes. So let me just say that, okay? And we use that there. Let's see. Kind of went in here. Let's even that out. Those are the bottom two shades. I used the bronzer that I bronzed my face with, and I used the Super Glow Nude, which I put on the high points of the cheeks and found a bit too sparkly. I'm liking it on the eyes. Let's take another Sonia G brush here, and let's go under the eyes with that bronzer, okay? Let's do that, the little slightly smaller one here. This is the bronzer on the brush, and I'm just gonna run it under my eyes. And you guys, I gotta tell you, I'm not minding this look, and I am trying really hard. You're going to be surprised. I'm trying really hard to dislike this palette, this cheek palette, because people aren't loving it. I got to tell you guys, it's not my experience. This is not the experience. I am not having a hateful experience with this. There you go. There was an easy eye look. Before I go and put on some, well, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to come right back. I'm going to put on some liner, and I'm going to put on some mascara, and then let's play with the lips and see what we got. So far, guys, I can't give this a bad review. Okay, so I added in some Charlotte Tilbury Copper Charge liner, just in the waterline above, and I added in some Marc Jacob at Lash'd mascara. I like this look. I'm having trouble disliking this palette. Let's see what we think of it on the lips, though, okay? You know, boy. Let's go in, let's use this Bounce Cream. This is pink. I might look like I'm dead. And you know, actually it's turning really pink. It's kind of pretty. So I'm kind of, you know, it's a little bit, let's try the other one over. It's a little bit white, huh? It's a little white. Let's kind of go golder over it. So now I've used the 2 bounce shades. What do you think? It could be a little bit, let's try some of the bronze. Oh, that's kind of pretty. But I don't know if I would use this as a lip palette. But why not? And you know what I brought over here? Again, a little help from our friends. We use Charlotte. Here's our Hourglass gloss. I thought maybe this could use a gloss, just to kind of bring it to life. This is just that clear gloss with a little bit of specks of gold in it. So what do you think? That is the finished look using the Natasha Denona, that was me moving the mirror there, using the new Natasha Denona Bronze Cheek Face and Glow Palette. And you know what? I'm not mad. I would thought I would come on here and make my final decision with you guys on camera. And you know what? My final decision is, I might be the only one on earth, I'm liking this palette. I'm liking it for travel. I'm liking it for summer. I'm liking it for one bronzed goddess look. And how quick was that? I mean, we did it in real time together. Add a little bit of gloss, some liner, some mascara, good to go. 4 products, mostly used my fingers. I'm not gonna complain. So let's talk about some of the others though. I mean, we are here to talk about all of these you know, cheek face palettes from Natasha Denona. Obviously she'll keep making more, and remember right now there are 4. Let's take a look at, let's go back in time. We started with the most recent. In February, she released the Love Glow Cheek Palette. This one was referred to as just a cheek palette. Ooh, yeah, and it was really pretty. But, you know, it was referred to as just a cheek palette. This is really, was very popular at the time. I don't hear it referred to too much anymore. This little thing with the glitter falling is beautiful, but maybe a tad bit gimmicky and made it very Valentine's Day. And in that sense, maybe a little bit forgettable, but let's talk about it first, okay? We had actually 1 glow product only in this palette, and it was the Glow Cream Base. So remember that Natasha Denona loves buildable products. So she wants to build, and she'll use the cream to, so the powder adheres to it. And you saw when we did our bronze tutorial a few moments ago that I also built and put things over. So this one here, and I will pop an image of it finished, albeit on Natasha Denona's model. But this one here is the cream base. We're not going to do too much with this. This has been covered. It's an older palette, right? And then she would put the Super Glow over that, okay? So I'm actually going to do that here on my arm rather than swatch it separately. So you get that kind of a look. She put the Glow Impact Powder next to that, which is this one right here. She put that next to that. And then the Diamond Powder over it. Now the Diamond Powder definitely let this palette down. Too much glitter. I mean, really pretty and all that, but look at that. It's almost too dramatic. Maybe on the inner corners of the eye, it's a little bit much. I'll put it right there. I mean, it's lovely. You know, this palette probably deserves more attention than it got at the time, but it was very Valentine-y, and it's kind of gotten lost in the Natasha Denona cheek palette. You know, there's only 4 of them, but it's gotten a little bit lost. Her eye palettes don't get lost, but the cheek palettes I think kind of do. And other than that super sparkly shade, which honestly, I don't know who could use that if you're over the age of 13. Other than that, I think it's a really nice palette. All right, talking about palettes getting lost, the second one was the Tan Bronze and Glow palette. This palette, the tan one, not to be confused with the current bronze, okay? It's confusing because it's called the Tan Bronze and Glow. Anyway, just think of it as the tan palette. This one only has 1 cream. It puts 2 two shades behind the cool little flap, but only one of them is a cream, and that is the Glow Cream Base, which I'm wiping my hand off here so we can take a look at. Now, the reason I'm doing this so quickly is these palettes have been covered. They are, you know, they've been done before, but this is a very pretty cream base, if you can see that there on my arm. Then she had a blush bronze powder for the apples of the cheeks. You could easily bronze with this, but it's a little bit dark for anyone. I mean, I'm not even talking skin tone here. It's just a little bit kind of, I don't know if I would put that all over my face. We'll look at it compared to the bronze in a moment. I don't know if I would bronze with that. Then the Glow Impact she put all over the cheeks. That's this right here, this color here. And then the Super Glow was on the top, and that's this one right up here. The other thing that's weird about these palettes that's really pretty. So there's the tan palette all right there, if you can see that. The other thing that's slightly confusing about these palettes, bless her heart, if you, like me, are used to Charlotte Tilbury's eye palettes, right? They go in that clockwise manner, right? We have the prime, the enhance, the smoke, the pop, and it's like always in that order, ready to go. Natasha Denona Eats Cheek Palette skips around. She's an artist, as is Charlotte Tilbury, but Natasha Denona, you know, she doesn't, it's not supposed to be this kind of pre-scripted thing, but if you're used to Charlotte doing that for you, it can feel a little bit intimidating, and it can put some people out of their comfort zone. The fact that Charlotte does that kind of pre-prescribed, you don't have to follow it, but that clockwise motion with her palettes, eye palettes, is reassuring. Tell me what you think, but I think I'm right on that. And Natasha does not do that. I mean, you saw that I was almost trying to move around, but you're supposed to jump around. It's a pretty palette. So we have the Love here, and then we have the Tan Bronze and Glow. And let's put the bronze, here's the brand new bronze palette. Let's put what I bronzed with. I bronzed my whole face, and I'm wearing it right now, and my cheeks with this bronzer here, and we'll put it just kind of above. Definitely a different look. And this is actually meant to kind of bronze and cheek. These are similar. These are similar palettes, but they're different. And the tan, the earlier tan version didn't get as much flack as this poor little bronze. I'm its only champion. It's lonely here. Help me out if you like it too. I'm a little lonely loving this new bronze palette, but at any rate. However, now it's time to get to my pick. The Bloom Blush and Glow palette was the first of these cheek face palettes that Natasha Denona ever did. It is by far my favorite. And I do have to tell you that right now, certainly in the US, probably in Europe too, I don't know, on the Natasha Denona site, this particular Bloom Blush and Glow palette is 20% off. If you got the cash and you want to save 30%, I would recommend this. It's gorgeous. So we have the cream blush that goes on the apples of the cheeks. And this worried a lot of people because this is dark cream. I know, again, we're not going to take too long and spend too long with this because this has been done. I mean, this is not a new palette. I was terrified of this, but when you put it on with a brush and you just a little bit, the swatch is going to be horrible because it's going to be so dark, you're going to scream. But like, look, let me just use my finger and just kind of blend a little bit. So there's the swatch, which is obviously way too dark. Let me get in frame here. Sorry, guys. Here it is, just kind of blended in, and just look how pretty that is. It's just lovely. I mean, there's just, it's dark, and that put a lot of people off. There it is, and there it is blended out. Isn't that beautiful? And really unique because it's a cream. And then she had this cream base right next to it underneath, so two creams in this one. She had this cream base again to build on that she would go over on the high points of the cheek, just kind of above it there. Oh my gosh, it was so pretty. And then she had this Glow Extreme. I mean, boy, did it make a glow impact. I don't know if you're seeing that. And then she had a duochrome. Let's see if we can make it change shades. It's this finger here. she had a duochrome in there. That was just pink, gold, coral. Look at it. This palette is beautiful. You can get so many looks out of this. And if it's on sale, this is worth it. This is my favorite of the bunch. I think people would probably agree with me on that one. This is my favorite. But guess what my second favorite is? The new bronze. So I'm wearing this new bronze that has gotten it's taken a lot of heat from people. I am wearing it right now as one whole look on my entire face. This is my second favorite. I like this. I will travel with this. I will use this summer. We did it in real time. I think it was really quick. Tell me what you think. Did you buy this? Do you regret it? Do you agree with people and dislike it? Or do you agree with me? It's lonely out here all alone, guys. Do you agree with me and like it? Tell me what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. I appreciate all of your subscriptions and all of your love. Thank you so much, you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.